Hey, what's up, everyone? So, Wednesday, 21st of September, and it was the FOMC meeting today, and it crashed the market briefly, and it rallied into the close, and then it sold off just before we actually hit the close. So, it did crash the market overall, and not only was the market red, and I mean big time red on the day. As I sit here talking to you now, the S&P 500 is down 2 whole percentage points, or 200 base points. The Nasdaq's down 2,200 base points, and the Russell Index is also down, but not quite as big. So 1,800 base points, similar to the Dow Jones Industrial. So all the markets are red. A lot of red across the board. It did have a brief bounce and then sold off again. But not only is the market red, so are we, and red big. It's been a big red day today. And we did get green. We went red. We went kind of $10,000 down early. Then we recovered that. When we left, we were $5,000 down after the first session. Left for our break with $5,000 down, came back, got green, got over $4,000 green, then gave all that back and some besides. So we're finishing today $18,000 down, and that's my own fault. I was trying to trade on the run up and during the FOMC meeting. Not a good idea, and we finished a little over $18,000 in the red. I'll talk to you about that. We traded 3 stocks. We traded EVAX, which is Evaxion Biotech, EVEX. We traded SLNG, which is Stabilis Solutions. And we also traded SAVA, or SAVA. So those were the three trades that we took today. Now, that being said, how did that transpire? Well, we traded Evaxion to start off with, and if we look at the 5-minute where we got in here, just after 8:30 on this run up, and we got in. We got in up at the top, and then it flushed down. So as we were looking for the break of 350, we got the break of 350, and then it flushed back, and we lost. And we ended up $6,000 down on Evaxion in total. We tried to trade it a little bit later. Again, not to much effect. So we finished 6,300 down on Evaxion. We then traded SAVA. Again, zoom in so we can actually see what's going on here. We traded this after the open on its run up. We got in up here for the break of 40s. So we didn't have a great time trading this at all. So we got in the break of $40. And we looked for the move up. It did move up, but not. Then it flushed back down again, and that's how we lost. We lost 3,700 on Cassava. So again, fake out, fake breakouts, whatever you want to call it. We didn't quite get the move on that one. So again, this is the 5-minute time frame, and then we got into SLNG. So that's Stabilis Solutions. So Stabilis Solutions. The reason this was moving up, and it moved up quite substantially, had a halt here, gapped up, halt here, gapped up, halt here, gapped up. Very, very volatile stock today. And what I'll do is I'll just scroll forward. Very volatile stock in the first instance. Had a few gaps up, a few gaps down. Whilst this gapped up, it then halted down, gapped down, halted up. Then moved up, then down. It was very volatile, and I managed to lose. So we got up on this one. We traded this, and we managed to get 4,000 up overall. So we were 4,000 up on the ticker, which meant we were 5,000 down overall. And then we managed to get $4,000 up overall. And then towards the end of the day, we gave it all back. So we were basically trading big sizes. This moved up here. We got caught up at the top and it flushed hard. So up at the top, we were like, let's say $4,000 up. We were looking for, I think if we got $700 would have made goal, and it would have been a good time to exit ahead of the FOMC meeting. But it flushed down, so I doubled my position, looking for a bounce, buy the dip as it were. And it's always a risky strategy to take, and it continued to sell off. So as it broke the VWAP, I got out. I then tried to get in again a little bit later, and it flushed down again. So we actually got out on this one as well. So all in all, not the best trading experience from my point of view. Today we were $15,000 up yesterday, so we've just given all of that back today, and a little bit besides. However, I have to say, let's look at where we are on the week. Let's look at where we are on the month. So let's zoom out, shall we? So let's see if we zoom out here. So just imported the trades. Let's look at the reports, and I've just imported them for this evening. And let's start for September. So if we look at the week, if we look at the start of the week, I look for $5,000 a day, which is $25,000 a week. So given that today is the 21st, we're looking for week commencing this week. So are we still green on the week? We've had a bad day today, $18,000 in the hole today, but we're still green on the week. So all is not lost. So $2,500 up on the week. It basically means that the first 2 days of trading were null and void. So where are we actually on the month? Now, given that last week was my first week of trading, we're $10,000 up on the month. I did want to have a $70,000 month. We've got 7 trading days left. So it's unlikely that we're going to have $70,000. I'd have to have $10,000 a day on average to achieve that. Now, my goal, and it's an ambitious goal at that, is $5,000 a day. But I have to double my daily goal in order to achieve the monthly goal on September. So I'm a little bit behind. I'm kind of reticent on where we can finish on September. But so let's just retrace that. We've got $10,000 in the bag. We've got 7 trading days. So if we hit our daily goal, it's $35,000 to come. So that gives us $45,000. So I'm going to push that out a little bit and say, look, I need to reevaluate and get over $50,000 on the month. But let's see again where we are. 9 months in, at the end of September, 9 months in, well, that's 3/4 of the annual goal. So let's again zoom out. Are we still on track for the annual goal? So we filter out for the annual goal. Where we need to be is 3/4 of goal, and 3/4 of goal will be based on 100,000 a month, 12 months of the year. That's 1.2 million is what we should be going for. So 3/4 should be 900K. We're currently 889,000. So we're 10,000 away from being on track at the end of September. I'd like to be going into October ahead, obviously, November ahead. I'd like to finish early December so that I can actually take, Christmas and New Year off, if you will. But we're still ahead of goal. We're still on track to finish September ahead of goal. And this is what I'm always saying when it comes down to if you have a bad day, zoom out. So where are we on the week? We're still green on the week. Where are we on the month? We're slightly behind on the month, but for the year, we're on track. So as far as I'm concerned, and still for the year, we're ahead of goal on in terms of the average daily gain that we're looking at. So I'm not too worried about today. I've had worse days than today and come back from them successfully. Red days happen. They happen to the best of us. I'm not saying I am the best trader on social media here. Probably top 3, but you know, it is what it is. You've got to accept red days. Ideally, you want to keep them to a minimum. And I just got a bit greedy, so I was swinging big size, 10, 20,000 share sizes. And if you're going to be swinging for the fences, and it goes against you, you've got to accept the pain that goes with that. Because with swinging for big gains, the likelihood is you can have big losses if it goes against you, and that's what happened today. So $18,000 down on the day, and we're finishing. A little bit of a drawdown now. We're still good for the month. We're still green for the month, $10,000 up on the month. So if I go back to my VP role, we've still got a little over a week and a half to go. If I go back to my VP role, my base salary would have given me over $10,000 a month. Then I've had my bonuses and commissions on top of that as well, which will kind of double it up. So I would have been getting just under $250,000 annually on my VP role. So if I can have $10,000 a month, if I can have another couple of good days after today, recover the drawdown. So if I recover the $18,000 we've lost today, that'll give me $30,000 on the month. So that's far and above what I used to do my 9 to 5. So it's about to putting a spin on a bad day and looking at it from a positive point of view. I'm having a good year. I've had 3 phenomenal months in a row. What I don't want to do is have a really bad month like I did in May and then have to reset and restart. Having a good month in June, and then by the end of July I was back on track. August, we're ahead. So I don't want to give up what we've got in terms of in the kitty. We are ahead. I don't want to be going back to just being on track. So $10,000 more, $11,000 more this month will put us on track for the year. I want to finish ahead. So that $50,000, if I can get that $50,000 on the month, even though we're 10,000 in, that's another 40,000 to go. If I can get $40,000 more, that will put us 30,000 ahead on the year. It means that if we don't hit the goal in the last 3 months, for whatever reason, we've got a little bit of a buffer. Once you get ahead, it's nice to stay ahead and get green, stay green, as I'm always saying. So that's where we are today. Disappointing day, but red days happen, and unfortunately, it's inevitable. At some point, you have losing days, and if you're swinging big, you end up losing big. So $18,000 down today. We started today with $63,000 in equity. It's going to be below 45 now, so probably about 43, 44 when I finished. So we go again tomorrow. That's 90 minutes before the market opens. I will be streaming my trading live. I'm able to trade from 2 hours before the market opens, so sometimes when I start the stream, I'm actually in a trade or I've taken a couple of trades. But if you want to come and join me tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market opens, I'll be streaming all my trading live for that first 90 minutes and the first hour of the market open as well. So that's 2.5 hours of live trading. Come join me then, 8 a.m. market time, East Coast, New York, whatever flavor you're having today. That's 1 p.m. here in Ireland, or 1 p.m. in the UK. It's the same time zone. 2 p.m. on the continent of Europe. If you live anywhere else and I've not called it out, Google is your friend. Work it out yourself. In the meantime, I'm going to drown my sorrows on some fermented grape juice, and I will see you for the market open tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening.